What is happening, people? We're back live. We're doing it again. Pretty crazy last week, but what the hell? Let's do it again. Hopefully, it will be a little less crazy. I'm in a nice, comfy seat this week. I've got some pretty cool questions. To be fair, really looking forward to answering them. Thank you for joining me. If you're coming along live, appreciate it. Hooping and Looting, Elliot in the live on Instagram. Football Shirts has joined as well. The Twitter comments are off. It's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do about that. So if you do want to ask a question live, the best way is Instagram or YouTube, which I will get. I'm between two cameras again. Still a little bit chaotic, but hopefully a little bit more organized than last week. So yeah, we've there's quite a lot to talk about, to be fair, but I've got some awesome questions, which I'm quite looking forward to getting into. Bulls last night against the Raptors. There were some positives, but yeah, if that was a regular season game, I wouldn't be very happy. Wouldn't be very happy at all. But it wasn't, so we move on. Right. Let's just get to the questions. I was waiting for a couple of people to jump in. I can't actually see on the YouTube how many's in there or on the Twitter. Samady's in. How you doing, Samady? From Southern California. First question is from a good friend of mine over in America, actually in San Diego, called Eric Erickson. Lovely guy. And his question was actually last week, but I missed it on Instagram. And his question was, who are your top five favorite current non-Bulls players? So I've gone for two answers here because I've gone for ex-Bulls. Don't know if that's allowed. And then I've gone for players that have never played for the Bulls. So I'll start with my ex-Bulls top five, favorite five. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, Elliot's got it in one. Larry Markkanen's number one, right? Has to be. Derrick Rose, number two. Daniel Gafford, number three. Big Daniel Gafford fan. Robin Lopez. How can you not love Robin Lopez? And I love him, Jimmy Butler. And I'm going to give an honourable mention for Taj Gibson, who is still in the league, because I love Taj Gibson as well. So I'm actually going to go six, which is cheated anyway. And my five that have never played for the Bulls. Luka Doncic. Love Luka. Not when he's playing against the Bulls, of course. Steph Curry. I absolutely love watching Steph Curry. I love a shooter, and there is no better shooter on the planet, in my opinion, in history of the game, than Steph Curry. Kawhi Leonard. I do love Kawhi. Always have. And then there's two a bit unusual ones, maybe. Steven Adams. I love Steven Adams. Snowy from OKC UK will love that one. I don't know how you can't not love the guy. He's absolutely brilliant. And the other one's really random, but he's just someone I really enjoy watching, and that's Domantas Sabonis. So that's a random one. That's my favourite five players, non-Bulls players that have never played for the Bulls. So a couple of randoms in there, especially maybe Sabonis might have been a surprise one, but I love watching Sabonis. I think he's massively underrated. We got a couple of comments in the live. We've got Marcus Couch is in. How you doing, Marcus? Somebody's put, what do you think is the best 10-player rotation for the Bulls? Okay, so I think it's quite obvious, I think, personally, what Billy's going to go with. You're going to have Kobe, Zach, DeMar, Pat, Vooch, Caruso, Javon Carter, Torrey Craig. Who am I missing? Io. I actually think that's the 9-man rotation. The 10th. Who's making the 10th? I think Dalen Terry. They're going to just persevere with him. Personally, I would like it to be Julian Phillips. I really like what I've seen from Julian Phillips. He's still super young. I think he's got the potential to be a really good player. Obviously, he's rookie as well, so I would love to see Julian Phillips break into Drummond, of course. Marcus Couch saying Drummond. So is that the 10? Oh gosh, yeah, I've Drummond, yeah. So the 10's probably set, the 9 or 10 are set, but that one player that I really want to see get minutes is Julian Phillips. I really do think he could be a really good player in this league. Marcus has put, why do you think the Bulls hold on to players like Dalen Terry when he clearly sucks and is taking space on the roster? I wish I could answer that. I mean, I think we touched on it last week. Like, everybody wants Dalen Terry to be a really good player, right? A really solid player on this Bulls roster. He's a lovable guy. He's fun. I mean, you watch him on the bench, he's great entertainment. But the reality is, it's just not clicked for him on court. He hasn't looked, without sounding horrible, he's not looked very good. Let's not sugarcoat it. He's not looked very good. I don't see him getting many minutes in the regular season unless it's garbage time, which, you know, you empty out the back end of the bench. So I would be shocked to actually see Dalen Terry in the rotation when it matters, shall we say. I'll be very, very surprised if Dalen makes it. We have got Suns Fans UK. Malvi. Shout out to Malvi. He said, how long do the Bulls keep this current core together before changing direction? They're in a sticky position because they've got their draft pick this year. So if they were going to blow it up, it had to have been this offseason, in my opinion. They've got their own pick this year. Next year, I believe it's top 10 protected. Then it goes to San Antonio. They've not got a second-round pick because that's going to San Antonio. They've not got their second-round pick this year because I believe that goes to Pelicans from Lonzo Ball trade. So I really don't know the answer to that. They're in a really difficult position. I think if we have another season like we did last year, where we don't even we scraped the play-in, right? Didn't make the playoffs. They cannot run this same core back next year. They might, but really I don't think the fans, I mean, the fans are loyal. Who am I kidding? We're still going to be there, right? But I don't think that's an option. They're talking about extending DeMar at the moment. I love DeMar. Absolutely love DeMar DeRozan. I think everybody knows that. But if it doesn't work this year, and if I'm being honest, before last night's game, I was feeling quite positive. I think I said last week, I was quite confident in saying we're a 6 seed. But then you watch that game last night, and okay, I know it's only pre-season, but the starters and the main guys played a lot of minutes. It wasn't like the other previous games we've seen where they were only in for the first quarter and then a little bit the second and so on. So it was ugly last night. There was flashes of good stuff, don't get me wrong. Zach LaVine looked brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. I think he's getting there. Kobe again, I don't think you could fault Kobe. And his vision last night, a couple of his passes were unbelievable. Lonzo-esque passes last night. But it was a bit of a reality check, I think. For me, I usually get carried away anyway. I'm quite the optimist. But yeah, I'm not as confident after last night as I perhaps was before. But like I said, it is pre-season. We can't read too much into it. The 3-point attempts, that has to go up. We've been saying that all last season. That has to go up. They didn't get to the free throw line nearly enough. The Raptors were in the bonus, I think, for like 7 minutes remaining. I think it was the third quarter, and the Raptors were in the bonus. So there's just so many silly things like that. Again, I can't stress enough, it is only pre-season, but even so, it's not good. It's not good. Easy, sorry I'm late. Thank you for coming, man. I haven't got your question yet. Yours is next. We're just drumming on about the Bulls and a bit of a reality check last night. So yeah, I'm still hopeful it's going to work. To answer your question, Malvi, How long do the Bulls keep this current core together? I really don't know. But I don't think they can pass this year if it doesn't work. If we finish in the 6th seed, they'll probably just run it back. Everyone will be happy. Maybe a couple of additions in the summer, who knows? But if it doesn't work, I don't see how they can. I really, really don't see how they can. Easy, you're just in time for your question. What is the one what if you would change in our history? Just one. And then explain what would have happened after. God, you had to put just one, didn't you? You know me too well. There's two, isn't there? But just one, right? So I'm going to have to go with Michael Jordan doesn't retire. That's the one for me, because that's always a massive what if. Obviously, the other one, Marcus is right, Derrick Rose injury. That would have been that's my other choice. They're the two. But for me personally, I'm going with the Michael Jordan, purely because I wasn't watching the Bulls when the Derrick Rose era, as most of you probably know. I understand that it was a massive thing, and the Bulls probably win a championship. A lot of Bulls fans certainly think so. Joakim Noah certainly thinks so. We've heard how passionate he is about it. But I think for me, from a personal point of view, it's to Michael Jordan not retiring. Do the Bulls win 7 in a row? I think they do. Personally, I think they do. We'll never know, but yeah, I think the Bulls possibly 7 in a row, 8 in a row. He was out for 2, 8 in a row. Yeah, 8 in a row. Gosh, I can't even count. 8 in a row. Could you imagine that? 8 in a row. Yeah, Easy's put in the comments at 8 titles. Yeah. Imagine that. That would never be done again. Surely. Right? I don't know. But I think it could have happened. Marcus has put, if it's 3 options, it's the mistake of holding on to Luol Deng, preventing Bosch and LeBron from joining D Rose. Yeah. Perhaps, if they were coming. But you won't see me saying a bad word about Luol Deng. So I love Luol Deng. We got a few on the Instagram, so I'm just going to quickly scroll back through here. What about Tatum? I think we got a Celtics fan in the chat, Big Paddy. What about Tatum? Nah, he's not. To be fair, I actually do really enjoy watching Jason Tatum. And I've said that a good couple of years ago. I actually really rate the player, to be fair. So I can't knock that at all. Hooping and looting Kyrie. Funnily enough, no. Although, still the best handles in the NBA, in my opinion. It's just a shame that all the baggage that comes with him. 6 setup, mate. Thank you, Rory. Bless you, my man. Do you think the new Benny the Bull will be any good? From Hooping and Looting, Elliot. Yeah, I really, really hope so, because Benny the Bull is the GOAT. Absolutely. Not up for debate. I don't care what anybody says, and come at me with his stuff, the Magic Dragon. Nah. Benny the Bull's the GOAT. I really hope so. He made a half-court shot. I don't think it was a couple of games ago. And he didn't do the Benny swag, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. But he's going to put his own spin on it, I guess. So, yeah, I really hope he is, because the last Benny was amazing. Laws, how you doing? Laws Draws is in the chat. Go and check our stuff out, actually, on Hooping and Looting. Laws has done some amazing drawings, incredible drawings, to be fair. So you can actually go and purchase them on Hooping and Looting now. And while you're there, check out some jerseys. Elliot didn't even pay me to say that. This is from Laws, by the way. Should the poor be in our regular season starting 5? This is really easy for me. No, I don't think he should. And I've been saying this even before preseason started. Personally, I start Torrey Craig, and I'm bringing Patrick Williams off the bench. Patrick Williams came off the bench in college. It's a perfectly natural role for him. I think he could be more impactful coming off the bench, personally. But at the same time, I was very much on the start Javon Carter over Kobe White train. I'm not sure I am now. I'm completely split down the middle with that one. I still think you need Kobe scoring coming off the bench. I think that would help our bench unit. But the way he's playing, he's played himself into the starting role. So Patrick Williams has not done that. Pat is just so frustrating because when he's aggressive, it's very much like when Lauri Markkanen was here, right? When Larry was aggressive, that was when he was at his best, and that was the Larry that we used to know that he could be. We wanted to see it all the time. So similar with Patrick Williams, and it is so frustrating as a fan to watch him just be aggressive and do amazing stuff, and then just sit back and kind of game watch a lot of the time. I don't know, and I love him. I love Patrick Williams' game, and sure, he can be a really good player. The pros in the league talk about him enough and say about how good he can be, and obviously he's had all the Kawhi comparisons and stuff like that. But you know, Pat isn't a rookie anymore. He's going into his 4th year, I think. Is that right? God, yeah, it must be. So we're running out. It's got to be running out of excuses for Pat now. It's do it now. Just do it now. Turn up and do your thing and prove me wrong. But no, I would not start Port. I would start Torrey Craig and I would bring the Port off the bench. Hoopin and Luton, 6th seed. Yeah, I thought you might have laughed at that. I think many might. Would have been. Would he have been as good without multiple year-long holidays, though? Oh, Michael Jordan. I'm not going to bite to your bait, Elliot. Will never happen these days due to new load management rules. Yeah. I don't get me started on load management because that is, yeah, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Let's just shorten the season, right? 82 games is a hell of a lot, and it's going to take its toll on anybody. Yeah, these guys are athletes, but when they're playing 3, 4, 5 games a week, yeah, it's not ideal. Maybe extend the season, make it a bit longer. I don't know what the answer is, but see how these new rules come in with the load management. It'll be interesting to see if it makes much of a difference or whether people just start getting mysterious injuries. We'll see. Curtis, Ryan Archie over Matt Thomas all day long. Why is Caruso not starting? Curtis, I wouldn't start Caruso, and I claim to be Caruso's biggest fan. I'm sure I'm actually not, but I love you. You'll struggle to find someone that loves Caruso as much as me, but I wouldn't start Caruso. I think he's way more effective off the bench. Personally, he knows his role. He's a leader. He does. You know what you're going to get with Caruso. So yeah, I wouldn't start him. That's just me. That's not a slate on me saying that you shouldn't start someone. I talk about this all the time. I spoke about it with the C Red UK boys. It's when you say that personally I wouldn't start that player, it's not a dig at them, right? It's just how they fit with that roster, with that unit. So it's for me to say that Patrick Williams should come off the bench. It's not a dig at him, although it kind of is with Pat because of what I've just said. But with Caruso, it proves it because I love Caruso and I still wouldn't start him. Laws has put Kobe's on fire right now. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot, like I said last week, this time last year, I was on the trade Kobe train and I would have happily traded him. But now I'm glad to say he's made me look like an idiot because I love it when players prove me wrong like that. And like I always used to say, Kobe works as hard as anyone. He's always on the floor after games, practicing shots, practicing whatever he's doing, working on something or other. So I am so glad to see Kobe doing. I mean, I never thought he would be a point guard, but wow, yeah, I'm an idiot. Happy days. Happy to admit that. Agree with Pat. Got to be on the bench. Yeah, 100%. Jordan was allowed to load manage for 2 years. Not going to bite, Ellie. Not going to bite. Jimmy should be head coach. No, definitely not, Curtis. Trust me, I don't know half as much about basketball as I need to be anywhere near that role. I will just be sit on the sofa and pretend that I know best when really I don't. Yeah. Samadi, any young prospects you are high on? I like Phillips and Sanogo and Bittim. Yeah, same. I really, really like Phillips. I touched on that earlier. I'm a big Julian Phillips fan. I really hope he gets minutes, gets a chance to prove himself. Sanogo, I don't know how much we're going to see of him. I really, unless we get an injury to Vooch or Drummond, which hopefully we don't, because that would be a disaster. I would like, yeah, I don't think we're going to see more Sanogo. Bittim, owner Ralph Bittim, I really like what we've seen of him so far. We've not seen a lot, to be fair, but I actually would like to see him get into the rotation as well as Phillips. I'd be surprised if either of them do. I've spoken about it so many times with regards to Billy Donovan and how he's stubborn about his rotational players, and unless it's garbage minutes, it's very unlikely, in my opinion, that Billy's going to give these guys a chance. I just cannot see it happening. Andy Zoglug in the comments. How you doing, Andy? Thank you for coming along, mate. Yeah, I don't see those guys getting any minutes just purely because of Billy Donovan. But I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. There you go. What time is it in the UK? It is currently 7:22 in the evening over here. Got a shoot, bro. Big love. Thank you for coming, Ellie. Really appreciate it, man. I see this has been up longer than the Bulls' recent signings. Yes. So Derek Favors and oh my gosh, you put me on the spot now, Andy. Yeah, terrible, isn't it? To be fair, they weren't around long enough for me to I'm terrible with names anyway, as people know. For me to remember that he was a Chicago native as well, which makes it worse. Like, I can't think of the guy's name. I'm going to get slaughtered for that, and rightly so. But they were in and straight back out. I believe Favors, at least, is going down to the G League to play with the Windy City Bulls. And by all accounts, that was the plan all along. So it wasn't as bizarre as it maybe seems, I guess. But Whitney, of course. Yes, Khalil Whitley. Yes, thank you, Curtis and Andy. I believe that was always going to be the plan going forward. Derek Favors was just going to join the Windy City Bulls. I'm not sure about Whitney. I don't know whether that's the same deal there. But I was chatting to Matt and Neil from Seared UK, and they hit the nail on the head. The Windy City Bulls could be real fun this year. Real fun. I managed to watch a few games last year, and I actually quite enjoyed watching the G League games, to be fair. And I'm really hoping to watch a bit more this year because I didn't watch as many as I would have liked. And yeah, I think they're going to be really good fun, this Bulls team. I really do think they're going to be good fun. Justin Lewis, Curtis, yes. Again, I don't think we're going to see much of him. I think we're going to see these guys in the Windy City Bulls, but that's going to be fun. They're going to have a great roster down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to touch on Drummond quickly. Definitely shaping up nicely. Yes, and 100%. With Drummond come up in the comments, and oh man, have we seen some crazy Drummond moments in these preseason games? I love Andre Drummond. He's so much fun, and what he does well, and you know what you're going to get with him. But my God, the rebounds the other night. I think he had as many rebounds as he did minutes, and I forget the number. But it would be real about some of those rebounds. A lot of them were his own rebounds. He was missing layups and getting the rebound. They all count, but come on now. Last night was just so Drummond. He won the ball, was through, no pressure, completely uncontested, went up for the dunk and missed it. He missed the dunk. He didn't get that rebound, but that is Andre Drummond, and we all love him for it, right? Yeah, it's just, I think it's hilarious, but at the same time, I feel bad because I love rooting for Drummond. I'm sure he takes it all in good jest. Well, yeah, it's. I'm glad we've got him, right? We need him. He gives us everything we need off the bench, so I'm fine with it. I just wanted to touch on those because it just made me laugh. Zoglu, a prediction for the first 10 games. Oh man, it's like I said earlier. I think if you had asked me this time yesterday, I would have been a bit more positive. But after last night, it's a bit of a reality check. So, I'm gonna say I think I would take 5-5. Let's be a 500 team after 10 games. Be an improvement on last season. I'd say 5-5. I'm trying to think who our first 10 games are against. I've not actually got them on here. I know obviously we start to OKC. Let's have a look. Chicago Bulls schedule. I know we start at at home to OKC. And then we have got, here we go. Where are we? Find it now, can I? Here we go. 26. So we start at OKC, Raptors, Pistons, Pacers, Mavericks, Nets, Nuggets, Jazz, Suns, Pistons. Six and 4. Let's go 6 and 4. Let's be optimistic. I'm normally positive. I'm just feeling a little bit down from last night. And I know it's only pre-season, and I keep saying that, but it was a reality check. And he's going 5-5 as well. I'm going to go 6 and 4. Let's be positive. Now I've seen the teams we're playing. We need DeMar DeRozan, DeMar's daughter, at some of these games. And they're more winnable when she's there, especially against the Raptors. So, yeah, I'm going to go 6 and 4. Change my mind. I mean, I would take 7 and 3 or 8 and 2. I'd even take 10 and 0. But I would take 6 and 5. I think I would take 5-5. It's an improvement on last year, isn't it? What the hell? Yeah, we'll see, man. But we've not got long to go. A week today till the season starts. A week today. Wow, we've nearly made it. We got 2 more preseason games. 1 more preseason game. 1 final preseason game against the Timberwolves Friday night. By all accounts, Billy's going to play his starting roster. He's going to play the minutes that he expects as if it was a regular season game. That's what we're hearing. Curtis has put, what is your height? I am pretty short. Yeah, it's Thursday night. You're absolutely right. It's not Friday. I'm 5'8.5", although I claim 5'9". And that half inch really does matter. Make of that what you will. But yeah, I'm 5'8.5" officially. But you're right, it's Thursday night against the Timberwolves, not Friday. And the season starts next Wednesday. And I cannot wait. 1 to go. Blowout Bulls win, as I have said for every other preseason game from Andy Zoglug. Yeah, if only you were right on all the others, I'd have been a bit more confident going into this one. But we'll see. In true Bull style, they probably will have a blowout win just to get us all bang at it again and get me way more positive. It's just the Bulls' way, right? Yeah, I can't wait till next Wednesday. I will be getting up for the game. I think it's a 1 a.m. tip over here. But I will be getting up for that one. It's going to be tough because I've got a lot on that week, those days. How can I not get up for the opening game of the season, right? Has to be done. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we start with a Bulls win. Hopefully we get the win tomorrow. Yeah, we will be back next week. I'm going to do another one of these. It's been good fun. You guys have been brilliant in the comments and on the questions before and after. Might be Tuesday next week because I've got a lot on Wednesday. And then I've got to get to bed early to get up for the game. So it might be Tuesday next week. I'll keep you posted on the socials. Look out for that. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for asking your questions. Thank you for watching it back if you're watching it back. And we will be back next week. And until then, go Bulls.